The Inspector General of Police has met with senior officers to review the state of security.
We are continuing our coverage of the arrest of Godwin Emefiele.
The Senate has summoned the governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to properly brief the Senate regarding the state of the economy.
What I will never take is threat.
Let's now bring you more development from Olubadan, the Oyo State capital, where an explosion has taken place. Tell us about this incident.
TVC News. First with breaking news.
Hello and thank you for joining us on the Tuesday edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Benga Oreshegun. Today on the program, WAEC records worst results in 10 years as only 754,545 out of the 1.97 million candidates secured credits and above in a minimum of 5 subjects, including English language and mathematics. Retired soldiers protest in Abuja over non-payments of entitlements. Occupy Ministry of Finance. And later on the show, Olubadan in council names Rashid Ladoja as 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land. Well, I'll be hanging out with Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Paul Dada. Journalist Hangout starts right now. Now let's begin the conversation. The Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Fauna and Flora sites exists to ensure that global trade does not push vulnerable species closer to extinction. As a member, Nigeria is working to uphold those standards. At the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, officers of the Nigerian Customs Service intercepted a shipment of more than 1,620 live protected birds destined for Kuwait. The consignment included ring-necked parakeets and green and yellow-fronted canaries. The area controller of the Murtala Mohammed Airport Command, Michael Awe, confirmed that the cargo lacked the required export permits. He noted that the birds will be handed over to the National Park Services while investigations continue to identify those behind the smuggling attempts. I mean, Miko, a very good job by the Nigerian Customs Service.
Yes.
But one would be forced to ask, how did the Nigerian Customs Service, uncover this illegal shipment?
Yes, most times they get tipped off.
Tip off. Okay.
Yes. They also have some measure of intelligence gathering that can be useful at a time like this. So this sort of people may not know that they were being tracked, and they just waited for them. They say, okay, you people say we don't do our job at the customs. We are going to show you that
we do our job diligently.
We do our job. So it's a good thing, because at the rate we are going, especially in this part of the world, a lot of the animals that we watch, that we enjoy looking at them and praising God for the way He created these beasts with their beauty and all. The time will come when we won't be able to see those animals. You can imagine in the Cross River area, we have a good number of parrots and all that. Look at this. It's a lot. And those rich people in Kuwait, they will be happy to receive these birds, you know, and they will pay good money for them.
Yeah, heavily, yeah.
Pay good money for them. So how do we keep our animals from extinction? In the West, they do a lot to protect their forests.
Yes.
In Africa, a lot of our, look at the rhinoceros, for example.
exactly.
White rhinoceros are going extinct. It's very rare to find the white rhinoceros.
I thought it has even gone extinct.
No, they're still, yes, a few of them. But the world needs to rally to ensure that they don't go extinct. They're very beautiful. People kill rhinoceros for their horn because they believe that they can use their horns to make aphrodisiacs. That's why they kill them. And it's terrible. You know, so many lions. We used to have lions in Nigeria, in the wild. But today, no one can say that he saw a lion in the wild in our country. It had not always been like that. It was due to careless and unrestrained poaching. It has to stop. Even now, people are going into those game reserves and killing so-called bushmeat for people to eat. No one is, even in the US, they allow some level of hunting to take place, but not unrestrained hunting.
Yeah, that's
and once an animal is deemed close to extinction, you just have to you protect them as best as you can. So kudos to
the Nigerian customs.
Adewale's men at the airport for this breakthrough. I'm really proud of them.
Absolutely, we all are. Now, Paul, this is in fact a very big feat, you know, by the Nigerian customs. But how does this incident reflect on Nigeria's compliance with global wildlife conservation efforts?
Well, I was going to say that, look, this shouldn't just be a one-off thing because Nigeria is regarded as a transit hub, you know, for trafficking wildlife and wildlife products. And despite the fact that we're a signatory to, what's it called, convention, the CITES. And, well, I think this sends a very good signal that Nigeria is very serious because already we have a very bad reputation for something like this. That's the truth. You know, BK mentioned the fact that you can't find lions anymore, probably except in the zoo, but you can't go into the wild and see lions. So I think we want to see more of this actually so that we can send a very good signal to the global community that Nigeria is very, very serious. So we can't just be signatories to important conventions and then we observe the rules only in the breach.
Okay.
So the way we can actually show the world that we are serious about preserving wildlife, maintaining ecological balance and all of that is to do more of this, and to make sure that those who do this, they are made to face the wrath of the law. Because
now, I believe there's an international smuggling syndicate that deals with. Do you think Nigerian customs should go after those people?
That's what you said in your prologue, that they said they will unmask those behind.
Exactly.
Many times it's not even those who are doing the actual trafficking. There are people
they have backers.
They have backers. So it is important to trace those who are actually behind it so that we'll stop it. You understand? It's very, very important. There are some animals you only get to read about. True. But you never get to see them. You only see them in pictures. Or maybe even our children see them in cartoons, talking parrots and flying donkeys. But, you know, it's important that people, children are able to see them, study them. Oh, this is the parrot we hear about. This is the lion.
Absolutely.
You know, Paul, the Yoruba language has names. The Yoruba have
names for these animals?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all have names for some of these animals that we no longer see. That should tell you that there was a time when we had them.
Okay.
I'm talking about F1, for example. Where would you see F1, for example?
F1 is what?
F1 is a buffalo.
Oh, buffalo.
Okay, buffalo, yes.
Okay.
You know, so some believe that we still have them, but we don't see them. Don't see them. F1. Egbin, for example. Is it yes, Egbin?
Okay.
I can't really say whether it's Egbin or this. I'd be Egbin, you know. an animal, as I was told, Egbin is actually, what's this? The zebra.
Oh, okay, zebra.
That's what I was told. That is actually, you know, when you look at the zebra, it's actually very beautiful.
Yeah, very beautiful.
Then there is another Egbin that we hear about that looks very much like this springbok of South Africa. It looks like springbok, but it's actually fleshier.
Okay.
You know, and so we had these animals. If we didn't have them, we wouldn't have found names.
There would not have been names for them. Yes.
We wouldn't have had
Absolutely.
names
So where
for
are
them.
they?
So, but where are they now? How often do we see even elephants? We only see them in Borno State, especially in the Calabar area, when they migrate from somewhere in say Cameroon. They migrate, come into Borno State, sometimes just going on their own. We used to have all of this animal hearing, or otherwise, how would you know that?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, well, we've killed these animals, and now this is what some people are making so much money from. South Africa makes a lot of money from people just coming to see the animals.
They're getting
The Kruger National Park, for example, is probably the most famous park in the world now. And the same thing, what's the name of this country? Tanzania. There are plenty of animals.
I think Reno Mokri was in Tanzania recently.
Yes, they actually have more animals than Kenya.
Yes.
The Tanzanians have more animals than Kenya. So we need to stop this.
Anyway, congratulations to the Nigerian Customs Service. I just hope they do more, you know, just to stop these approaches. So let's move straight to our next conversation. Now, as a uniform examination body, the West African Examination Council, WAEC, serves as the benchmark for assessing secondary education in the region. This year, the results released by the examination board paint a troubling picture. Only 754,545 candidates, which is about 38% of the 1.97 million, will start for the 2025 West African Senior School Certificate Examination, secured credits in at least 5 subjects, including English language and mathematics. The head of Nigeria's office of WAEC, Amos Dangote, noted that this year's results showed a 33.8% decrease in performance compared to 72.12% recorded in 2024. He also revealed that 192,089 results have been withheld over suspected malpractice. Now let's share the story by TVC News' Sharon Ijason with you.
The West African Examination Council's head of Nigeria office, Amos Dangote, has announced the official release of the May-June 2025 WASC results. At a press briefing held in Lagos, he revealed a decline in candidates' overall performance, especially in the number of students who secured credits in 5 core subjects, including English language and mathematics.
There is 33.8% decrease in performance. 33.8% decrease in performance. That is, those who obtain credit and above in a minimum of 5 subjects, including English, language, and mathematics. In 2025, the percentage was 2024, the percentage was...
The council disclosed that out of 1,904,103 candidates who sat for the examination, only 87.24% obtained credit and above in a minimum of 5 subjects, but not necessarily including English and mathematics.
754,545 candidates, representing 38.32%, obtained credits and above in a minimum of 5 subjects, including English language and mathematics.
Gender distribution shows that 976,787 were male and 992,526 were female. a nearly even split, with female candidates slightly ahead at 50.40%.
If you take a look, you will know among the genders which ones are doing better, which ones need to be propped up more. This is left for academic exercise.
The outcome of this year's exam has once again reignited critical conversations about the quality of teaching, access to educational resources, and the widening learning gaps within Nigeria's basic and secondary education system. Sharon Ijason, TVC News.
Bikeo, this is a very serious matter and a very scary one. But let's look at the factors. What are the factors, that contributed to this drastic decline in WAEC performance, across the country?
Well, it's difficult to pin it down on one factor. English and general mathematics. I think this year the rate of failure is unprecedented.
Absolutely.
And even very brilliant, excellent students could not secure distinction in English. We would have been told that the boy who is the head boy of the school, or was the head boy,
just an average
scored below 200. But people said, no, not this boy. He led the school in the SAT exam by scoring 1,450 in SAT. We managed to score A1 in maths or A1 in English. The teachers are demoralized. They are wondering what went on. Because it is the pride of the teacher to say, the students that I brought up, this was how well they performed. There's a school somewhere in Agidingbi, Bright Sun College, where a girl scored 371 in college, where a girl scored 371 in JAM, the JAM exam, one of the best in the country. I think one of the best 10 or so in the country. I'm eager, and the person next to him, I know Olubadan scored 368. The girl that I'm talking about is Camilla.
Okay.
Camilla Karim. I'm wondering whether what happened in Pickley was also what happened at Bryson. I still want to find out. If that's the case, then the question, there has to be maybe a kind of post-mortem.
And the examination
because it's not unusual.
To be,
It's not unusual. A teacher walks up to his friend and says, what happened now? You let me down. This was not what I expected. And these are people, a lot of them had sat for the external GC. They sat for GC in November, when they had not even been taught some of those those equations that they encountered. And they did well. Some of them scored distinction there. So what happened?
Then what happened?
So sometimes we need to find out, because I'm really, when they say in 10 years, it's actually more than 10 years, because in 2015, it was actually 38.69%. That's when we felt it was the worst. But this year was 38.32. So it's actually worse than 10 years ago. So it's more, it's in more than 10 years, not in 10 years. So there is a need. Was in our country in 2019, the performance rate, the pass rate was 64%. 2020 was 65%. 2021 was 81%. 2022 was 76%. 2024 was 72.12%. So what happened? I think there's a need. WAEC shouldn't just come announce
scheme. Did they change?
They talked about real-time digital scoring and all that.
Yes.
And I know that teachers always tell their students, look, every step in mathematics is important.
True.
Don't be in a hurry to submit your result. I mean your
answer.
Your answer sheet. Take your time. Perhaps these people change their pattern or something, but take your time, show all of those steps, all of those stages, so that they will know that, okay, this is how you arrived at your answer. But frankly, this is really troubling. I know that for women, for the girls, the girls, they did much better. 407,353 passed, as against 347,192 for the boys. I'm not surprised. There has been a trend.
The girls are really
maybe they are more dedicated and all that, but that's even talking in general terms.
Yes.
But whatever will make students do this badly, it's not enough to just make it look like, oh, it's because we are more serious now about catching cheats and all that. We need to find out how come that we see people score distinctions in other subjects. What is it about these two
general
subjects?
Maths and,
you know?
Yeah.
So,
I mean, apart from looking at the examination body, let's also look at the quality of students we have now. I mean, how would you compare the commitment of students, you know, of now and students of the past?
Benga, I don't want to agree that it's about the commitment of students. If you are talking about students of now, the students of now, are they different from the students of last year, 2 years, or 3 years ago?
The distraction back then.
No, 2 years ago. What's the difference
there
between
was distraction last year when they had 72.
Benga, for me, let's still go back to WAEC. I will not take the word. I'm not saying that the WAEC was saying what is wrong, okay? But I'm not going to take WAEC's word for it.
So,
The question I'm asking myself is, hey, is there a possibility of a glitch? Remember when JAM came up the other time?
There were even places where people had to write exam in the night. Parents left for home as late as 11 o'clock. This same WAEC, you started some exams as late as 7 p.m. Parents going home at 11. This is what they are.
So many questions are begging for answers. If you say that, okay, because you introduce some measures, so you cut a lot of cheats, are you saying that people have been passing through examination malpractice? That's the question we should be asking. Are you saying those who passed, those who had distinctions, those who performed very well? Although I'm not saying that we should discountenance everything he said, because he said, the head of Nigerian office, national office of WAEC, said that they did better in the theory.
Yeah, but
that is because of the serialization.
Objective.
That's even some examination centers, they mix up the papers and all of that. That could be. Is it problem with CBT? I don't want to agree, because it's the same set of students that are taking WAEC that are also doing CBT. So you can't tell me that, okay, because you introduce CBT, they are used to paper and pencil. That is why. So there are so many questions begging for answers. What I want to say is this. It's about Nigerian education, it's about Nigeria's future. I mean, this is what declaring a state of emergency for. State of emergency in the educational sector.
Do you think the Federal Ministry of Education and state ministries should investigate this matter?
That is what I'm saying. Everybody should investigate. Everybody should be interested. All stakeholders, parents should cry out, just like it did.
People should be free to call for their
exactly. We need more answers.
They should call for their answers.
Exactly. We need more. We cannot be satisfied with what Mr. Dagnott said. We can't just be satisfied, because he has just said his own. But people must rise and find out what really happened.
Because this was the way people rose.
So you talk about quality of teaching.
And JAM had to redress.
Yes. You talk about the quality of teaching. That's something. But we've had teachers. We've had the same as the teachers. We have new teachers. You said you have poor quality teaching. But we've had teachers also perform excellently, produce candidates that did very well. When did the poor teachers come? Did they just emerge this 2025? There are so many questions. So I'm not going to.
The rate of failure is.
But they said one of the reasons they did was because of examination rank. We hear of miracle centers everywhere.
Yes, that is there.
They have always been there. We know that is a factor.
And we are not discouraging them from gunning for such people. We are not discouraging them. But I know somebody who had 7 A's without a distinction in both English and Maths. How can a whole school not have somebody who score a good school? A good school that some of us can attest to. And it's not, I'm not being selfish now. I feel for those children. Because they worked very hard. At a point, I felt that my son had done far too many exams for his age. I felt at the time when he was barely even 15 years, we said, okay,
go and try
do the external GCE. And he had credits in all those papers. Despite the fact that they had not touched them in all those things.
Yeah, sure.
So that is the now you come and then English language. If people have, even in JAMB, it was this English language that reduced the scores of people because even excellent students were struggling to score above 60 even in English in JAMB. So if there is a problem that we've identified in terms of the quality of instruction as it relates to English language and then performance of students, that has to be addressed. There has to be a national conversation around what should we do? What should we do? Because we agree that even some people who are teachers do not deserve to be teachers.
Yeah.
Yes. Some of them don't have the psychological.
But that has always been there. That's always been an issue.
So
it's not
we are saying
issue.
that, okay, we can't simply be seeing these results and not come up with a solution that can help us achieve significant improvement. That is my point. And my point is, if you have excellent students, because that was the reason many people didn't believe what happened with JAMB was because they couldn't explain how probably the best student in their school will be scoring below 200. And they challenged it. And invariably, JAMB said, we had issues, this and that, and they allowed people to sit for those papers. And I was telling you that one boy who scored below 200, if I remember, even in my house, we were discussing it, how could this boy, because from his first year, he's been excellent, from JS1, excellent right up to the end, and led the school. On some occasions, you now say that I didn't score up to 200.
I mean, so that would dampen the morale of most students and parents as well.
Thankfully, JAMB's Make Good came early, before students started doing something to themselves. And then that boy had the second chance shake of the dice, and he scored 365. You can imagine if the opportunity had not come, that boy would have lost faith in himself.
Exactly.
That what happened to me.
And would affect.
We saw the one who took his own life.
Yeah, a girl
took her own life. You know, so we cannot just simply say, okay, it's normal for people to have this kind of failure rate.
No, it's not.
No, teachers have to be involved. Teachers have to be involved. Experts have to be involved.
Absolutely.
What really is going on?
Absolutely.
What really? Because I believe that a whole school of excellent students that some of us can testify to should not be in a situation in which one person will not even score A1.
A1, yeah.
Come on.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we need to go on this quick break. When we return, the conversation continues. Don't go anywhere. Still Journalist Hangout.
NIWA wishes to remind the National Inland Waterways Authority, NIWA, wishes to remind the general public, especially users of inland waterways and inhabitants of riverbanks across the country, of the need to be cautious and adhere to all safety rules as we approach high tidal periods. It is mandatory to put on a life jacket properly before entering a boat or any other watercraft. Avoid loading passengers and goods beyond the approved limits on inland waters. Desist from traveling on the inland waterways outside the approved periods. Refrain from drinking alcohol before and during boat rides. Avoid overspeed at all times. Also, it is illegal for any unlicensed person to operate within the inland waterways. The Inland Waterways Transportation Code 2023 has been gazetted and it shall be strictly enforced. Signed, Management. NIWA, providing ways and means on Nigerian water.
In the beating heart of Owerri, business never sleeps. From sunrise to sundown, the wheels keep turning. And behind the scenes, vision meets action. Governor Hope Uzodinma's leadership has turned manifestos into reality, transformations that feels like a miracle. But progress needs peace, and in Imo, it's not left to chance. From land to sky to river deep, Guardians are watching, protecting dreams and opportunity. At Orashi's quiet shore, hydropower is rising, set to energize a growing economy. The change is visible. New roads emerge, industry hums, communities come alive. At the center, a digital revolution. 500,000 young minds trained each year to build the future. As Orashi rises, so does Imo and the hopes of a hard-working people. A new Imo is on the rise.
From my husband's germ-filled journey to work and the sweaty journey back home,
what else can give you all day long protection?
Germs are everywhere, but Dettol's 12-hour protector shield shields your family every day.
Dettol.
Be 100% sure.
All right, if you just joined us, it's still Journalist Hangout. I still have BKO right here, and Paul Dada is also with us. Now, to round off this conversation, BKO, this is a very, very serious matter. But how should the Federal Ministry of Education respond to this issue?
Yes, first, let me correct the name of the exceptionally brilliant student at Brightson College. That's Camila Karima.
Okay.
Camila Karima. It's called 371 in JAM. And as I said, we need to even find out how some of those exceptional students in that school,
exactly,
how did they perform in mathematics and English. Bounce it against how others performed.
Schools, yes.
Because the best in another school, one scored 370, the other one scored 365. You know, that is Adejumobi, Toluwa Lashe, and Abara George.
Okay.
Both of them could not score a distinction in both English and mathematics. You know, and these are subjects that they are very comfortable in. You know if your son is very comfortable.
Exactly.
If your son had never scored a B in a subject, and then suddenly you see he scores B3 or something, there's no way you will even be embarrassed.
Like, what's going on?
It will trouble you. So I agree with you. And one way for us to know this is to, because people can say, oh, those ones are not good enough. How about the ones who have that track record? People write international exams doing exceedingly well.
Well, yeah.
You can't say now that just 2 subjects. And you see them doing very well in the other subjects. Is it not the same examination, you know, managed by the same examination body? So there is a need to ask questions. We must not be simply stung into silence and come to the conclusion, oh, it's normal. No, it's not normal.
This is not normal.
This kind of result is not normal. Especially when just the last 3 years, 4 years from 2021, you are as much as 81% pass rate. And they're coming down to 38.
Something.
0.32.
Something, yeah.
Even worse than 2015. So there's a need to ask those questions. What went on wrong? Maybe there are mistakes. Then people need to be told. The teaching staff, school management, they need to be told that, okay, maybe this was where you people,
got it
or
wrong.
your candidates, your students didn't get it right, so that people can learn. It's not enough to simply say, okay, it's normal. No. If people assume that it was normal when it happened to JAM, maybe many people would have committed suicide today.
Absolutely.
But so those students had another chance. And like I said, in the case of the young boy at Peak Lane, from under 200,
now
he got a chance to sit for it again, and he scored 365. That cannot be by accident. It's because he trusted himself that he was far better than what was allocated to him, and he had to show it when he got a second chance.
Absolutely. All right, gentlemen, let's move straight to our next conversation. Gratuities and pension are paid as a token of appreciation for years of service. And for those who risk their lives in service to the nation, such benefits should not be withheld. In Abuja, retired military personnel occupied the Ministry of Finance protesting the non-payment of their entitlements, which include gratuities and security debarment allowance. The protesters, under the umbrella of voluntary discharge soldiers who retired from the Nigerian Army in the first 2 quarters of 2024, are demanding the payment of their entitlements while they are still alive. Now let's hear from some of the retired officers.
After 21 years, some of us, our legs are cut, some of us, our hands are cut, some of us, we are not complete anymore. Then you can't pay us our money complete. You cannot give up.
There were increments in the system. The increment is supposed to reflect on a new shaft, but they are still using the old one to pay. After some time, we wrote to them. We're expecting them to write back to us that they have there's an increment. They never write back, meaning they are sitting on top of that money. Until after we make a little protest, they now pay partially out of that money, meaning our money.
This is very, very
critical.
Very, very critical, very sad. But, these are persons who have served meritoriously. Some even died in the process. They don't deserve to be owed their entitlements. Don't you agree?
You know, when things like this happen, we make it look like serving your nation is an offense. We make it seem like serving your nation, you know, with all you've got, is a wrong thing to do. Because I can't imagine that these ones, some of them lost their limbs, lost body parts in active service. They retired last 2024, up till now. You know, I was thinking, I said, oh, a few weeks ago, it was the police pensioners that were protesting. Now, it's the soldiers. I do not think that, I don't know what excuse we are going to give for the delay, but it's not right. Now of course, they've protested. And I'm just calling on the authorities that they should expedite action. You know, they've seen them, they talked to them, they called them, Ministry of Finance and all of that. What has been responsible, what factors have been responsible for leaving these people unpaid? You know, usually we criticize, we criticize the military a lot. You know, when, you have insecurity, we say, look, they're not doing well. Many people criticize them, and we criticize them too. Of course, we are balanced. So when they do very well, we say they do very well. But the truth of the matter is they have endured a lot. Some of these people, when we were sleeping, they could not sleep. When we had observed public, although journalists observe public holidays, but when majority of Nigerians, observe public holiday, they don't observe public holiday. When people are celebrating, having Christmas and all of that, they don't do that. They are not able to go to. I saw a video, a clip of some soldiers, I think during one of the festivities, they came and they said, look, we don't have.
Exactly.
Now, you don't do that, and then you retire. Maybe you even lost body parts in the process. And then your entitlement. I mean, it's the least we can do. And I think it has to be done.
Absolutely.
It has to be done, yeah.
I mean, BK, what is responsible for this delay? Is it institutional bottlenecks? Is it negligence on the part of the pension authorities or the defense headquarters? Well, what's responsible?
The blame should be shared because...
Should be shared?
Yes. They're asking for their debarment allowance, their gratuity, insurance, parking allowance, 4 months without salaries, and all that. And what the military pensions board is saying is, look, some of these demands that you are making are above our pay grade. There's nothing we can do. Some of them, it should actually be the defense headquarters that will handle them.
Okay.
And they were also saying that, okay, there are budgetary limitations and all that because of minimum wage that came in, sometime last year and all that. So it affected these retired soldiers. So what they are saying, look, don't heap all the blame on us because we are not the only ones responsible. That issues of salaries and all that, no, they are just handling pension.
Okay.
So we believe that some of those demands should actually be made to other people, like the army, like the defense headquarters and all that. So that's why I'm saying that, look, the responsibility to ensure that the demands of these guys are addressed is shared. It is not the pensions board alone, the military pensions board alone that can address this problem. And this is the third time in about 7 months that they protested. They said they protested 3 times in at least 7 months. Why haven't we done something about their demands? There's nothing that kills the morale of serving servicemen and women than to see their seniors who have left the service suffer in this manner. It's really distressing. It paralyzes your morale because you ask yourself, is this how I will end up to? And if we don't prioritize the welfare of workers or even security people, some of them will take to corruption, some of them will connive with bandits. You see increasing connivance. Yes. I remember when the former chief of defense staff complained, that's General Irabo, that collaboration between bandits and soldiers was becoming rampant. You saw the soldier that killed a cleric in Yobe State after the cleric gave him a ride. Yes. You know, so we need to, I'm not saying that, that is a natural consequence of bad welfare. But we need to do our best to ensure that the welfare of these guys is prioritized so that those who are in the army will not feel demoralized by the treatment that you are giving their seniors who have stepped aside. Exactly. So we are not interested in excuses just because they were given them till Friday. Address this problem. People are going through a lot. It's a country difficult to live in now for people who are not rich. People who do not have considerable means. They are finding it difficult, you know, to get by. Yes. So, and the little things that should go to them, just give it to them. Absolutely. Don't watch people suffer. It's difficult to do it. Absolutely. What are the public servants, what are the civil servants doing? Absolutely. They should do the utmost to ensure that these people are looked after.
All right then, so let's take a trip to Ibadan. Now, in line with Yoruba tradition, when one king dies, it is the duty of the traditional kingmakers to nominate and name the next monarch. As such, the Olubadan Council has unanimously nominated the former governor of Oyo State, Oba Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja, as the 44th Olubadan of Ibadan land. The nomination made at the Palace of the Olubadan was presided over by the Balogun of Ibadan land, Oba Tajuddin Ajibola. The installation of the new Olubadan will, however, not take place yet due to burial preparations for the late Olubadan, Oba Owolabi Olakule, who died on the 7th of July 2025. Now let's share the story of the nomination with you.
Head today, the Balogun of Ibadan land, His Royal Majesty Oba Tajuddin Ajibola, nominated His Royal Majesty Super Oba Abdulrasheed Adewolu Ladoja. I was appointed by the new Osun Olubadan, who was given the post of Osun Olubadan. That's Oba Oluwole. He seconded me in the motion.
I mean, BKO, congratulations to the former governor of Oyo State. Now he's now a king. First of all, did you expect that he was going to be the one chosen? And also, the expectations of Ibadan people for the new Olubadan elect now?
Yes, it's so easy to predict who becomes Olubadan because the succession, the structure of succession is consistent and is not subject to any form of rigging.
Oh, rigging?
Yes. These days we see governors impose their friends on everyone as a traditional ruler. And that's why some of our cultures are being violated.
Sure.
Because you made people who are not supposed to be traditional ruler, you made them traditional ruler because you are your friends. Politicians want to
just dip their hands
in everything.
Yes.
What are you looking for in this thing? Focus on bringing your friends, fellow politicians to office. But don't leave the traditional institution.
Absolutely.
You know? But no one has been able to do anything like that with Ibadan. We always know that in Ibadan the succession plan is is so transparent and has survived through the years.
Okay.
Survived through the years. So everyone, we always know, yes, this is the next person. We knew when it was his turn.
No.
In fact, when it was like 4 or 6 person to become Olubadan, we had been told.
Okay.
You know, and for him, is somebody so very well loved by civil servants, especially. They can't forget his time.
Okay, when he was a governor.
When he was governor, you know, they can't forget his time. Now he has a chance to be the king of his great community. We can only wish him well. So, and it's been announced. So it's for the governor to choose a date now.
Okay.
When he will present the staff of office to him.
I think that will be after the burial. But the expectations of the Ibadan people.
Yes. Well, I think Oba Rashidi Ladoja, you know, I think he has come to, he's coming to the throne at the right time. And he has experience, you know. He was the governor of the state. And his experience as the governor of the state will be brought to bear on his kingship. You know, I expect him to be able to galvanize the community. The entire Ibadan land now is a very big, I expect more development. He has the clout to advise the governor. You know, I mean, even in stature, he's being a social standing or something, political standing. It seems bigger than the governor.
Yes,
is older, is more experienced. So I don't expect, you know, conflict resolution, all of that, all of the things that traditional rulers are supposed to do. I expect that he's going to do them better. And you know, I see him as a fighter. You know why I call him a fighter?
Why?
I remember how he was, how the system was manipulated. You know, when he was governor and he was impeached and he went to court. You know, Akala had to,
yes.
You know, and then he came back and all of that. You know, because he had problem with. Let's not go to that.
So, let's just
so you know who. But now I expect all of that to come in. He's much older, he's wiser. So we wish him well. Wish him well.
And BK also talked about the transparent process of selection. You know, without interference from politicians, interference from outsiders.
He's from the Otun line. He climbed 22 steps.
22?
Yeah. The Balogun line has 23 steps. The Otun line, the civil line, that it belongs to is 22. So it's very clear. There's no politics about it. You move from one step to another. You can't rig it. And that is why many times Olubadans are always very old. You know, they're always very old because you have
climbing.
You can't have a 25-year-old or 37-year-old or even a 40-year-old becoming Olubadan. So it's clear. There's not whether the
I learned that even the youngest Olubadan didn't really last long.
Oh, really?
Yes,
it does not matter.
Exactly.
It does not matter whether the governor likes his face or not. It does not matter whether the governor likes him or not. The fact is that the tradition is there. And it's been like that before even the governor was born, before this Olubadan was born. So it's a normal thing. So it's going to happen. The king, I think the late king will be buried this week. So Governor Makinde will decide when he's going to present the flag of office to him. He has no choice. He has to do it.
Absolutely. He has no choice.
I think the Olubadan elect is a man thoroughly prepared for this role. Not just by the fact of his excellent service as governor, but because he too was very steeped. He was steeped in the tradition of the community. So this is not alien to him. the bulk of his adult life, he was prepared for this.
Oh, okay.
Yes. He had a hunch that this day will come. And good fortune smiled at him, enabling him to live long enough to be able to ascend the throne
of his
forefathers. So I am really happy, I'm excited that eventually got there. Even the Olubadan, the one before the last,
okay.
You know, he was also in the public eye for so long. He was a politician. You know, at some point he retreated, and then he became Olubadan. That's
Senator.
Lekan Balogun.
Yes, he was a senator.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he retreated for some time. We are not hearing about him, and then he got a chance. He became Olubadan. Rashidi Ladoja too retreated a little bit for some time. You know, he was very strong. He formed the Accord Party.
Yes.
So just to be able to show that yes, even if he moves out of the PDP, he remains strong, and he was the strongest factor in Ibadan politics. You know, somebody who could defeat an incumbent who won more local governments in Ibadan.
Yeah, then that was Lamadation, right?
No, he was up against, I'm talking about former governor of your state.
Alawa Akala.
Yes.
Okay.
So during the, not Alawa Akala.
Ajimobi.
Okay.
So Ajimobi, when Ajimobi was seeking a rerun, he won more local governments in Ibadan than Ajimobi. But Ajimobi was able to do well in Okeogun and other areas, enabling him to win that governorship election by the skin of his teeth. He did well in Ibadan, in Okeogun, and some parts of Ogbomoso. But Rashidi Adewolu Ladoja dominated Ibadan. Because Ibadan, just like Kano, who has many local governments within the metropolis.
All right, then. It's a fine place for us to leave it. Paul Dada, thank you so much for doing this with us.
Always my pleasure.
All right, BK, as always, thank you so much. And that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast of this episode tonight at 11. Join us on Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We are on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I am Benga. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.
I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real.
Hello, fellow Nigerians. I'm Larry Saunilu, the Director General of the National Orientation Agency. A relatively short history since independence, remarkable achievements have unfolded. However, we can only acknowledge these successes if we choose to focus on the positive. Remember, you cannot see the light if you keep your eyes closed. Great things are happening to many Nigerians. Our country is a land of opportunities for those who are positive. At the National Orientation Agency, we are committed to highlighting the many uplifting stories under the Renewed Hope agenda. We invite you to listen to the testimonies of fellow Nigerians who are experiencing the positive impact of government initiatives and Nigerian environment. Nigeria is thriving for millions in extraordinary ways, but it requires a mindset of optimism and a heartfelt love for our country to truly appreciate this progress. Join us on this journey of growth. Our cup is half full, not half empty. Embrace positivity I'm very proud Nigerian. I am a proud Nigerian.
I'm Engineer Gonti Obina, MD Civis of Agrotech Limited, and we are here today to showcase how Nigeria is happening to us. We are working in collaboration with the National Board of Technology Incubation to take technology to the grassroots of agriculture, especially women and youth in agriculture. We are looking at a situation where women and youth can be empowered at the grassroots. Statistics have it that 80% of the people who actually grow our food in sub-Saharan Africa happen to be women. 80% is not a number that we should take lightly. But do you know that 80% of these people that grow our food, there is no single farm power solution, not a single tractor solution designed for women in agriculture? And this is what MBTI, in collaboration with Civis of Agrotech Limited, my firm, came together to bring about the tri-tractor. The tri-tractor is a three-wheeled motorcycle tractor that the women can use in the farm. The conventional tractor is playing its own part, but it's not really taking tractorization to the grassroots. And this is why Nigeria had to think Nigeria to bring up our own Nigerian agricultural solution to mitigate against this problem. As a young innovator, we are so happy that we got the opportunity to collaborate with the National Board of Technology Incubation. Though it's a little start, but it's a big step in the right direction. They provided this facility for us. We have electricity and every other amenities in which we could use to foster this innovation. But the challenge with our technology is that we are providing a farm power solution that is targeted at the poorest of the poor. So to this essence, it's only government that can come in to bridge this gap, because the peasant farmer, the woman farmer cannot afford even 2 million naira to buy a tractor, no matter how cheap this is. So this is why we are looking up to our partners, MBTI, governments, senators, governors, and all manner of people in government who have the goodwill. We go about empowering young people. Think of empowering them with tri-tractors. Like, we buy motorcycles, we buy the keke napep. But if you empower people with those things, the fact that you are exporting our jobs abroad is one thing. This is totally made and built in Nigeria, by Nigerian youth, by Nigerian engineers. The second thing is that if you empower them with those technologies, yes, you're empowering them, but you're empowering them to feed their family. But if you empower anybody with a tri-tractor, you're empowering him to feed his community, because you're sending him to the farm. I want to thank MBTI, basically, because to be very candid, without MBTI, this would never have been a reality. We know the cost of rents, we know the cost of land and all those stuff. MBTI has totally eliminated that. Even the issue of